Welcome back, everyone. Today I'll be analyzing the bar and vault skills of world and Olympic vault champion REBECA Andrade from Brazil. A kind of cool fact about REBECA is she was the first Brazilian female gymnast to ever win a medal in Olympic competition and become an Olympic vault champion. In Brazil, this brought her to legendary status, and she does some really exciting and beautiful gymnastics. Let's get started with her analysis on bars. She starts with a kip cast handstand. This is a very nice vertical handstand. In my view, you can actually see an above average effort from REBECA to hit vertical in all her handstands. Now she prepares for her Maloney, or a toe-on soul circle reverse hecht from the low bar to the high bar. She uses a closed shoulder angle snap to put her toes on the bar and generate her power, and she does this very well. She has great follow through with her throw and keeps excellent form as she releases the low bar and counter rotates while flying backwards to catch the high bar. Really nice. She has a small leg separation here. This position is often a challenge for many athletes to keep their legs together. From this low stretched backswing, she snaps into a stalter and gets very good compression. Watch as her legs stay parallel to the floor until she reaches the handstand. Really pretty. She starts her full pirouette very late, but she pirouettes fast to end just over vertical in this handstand position. Here's a side-by-side with Kélia Namour from Algeria. They both have great execution and extended throw of the bar here. When they fly to the high bar, both catch with nice extension to create more power for their back swing. Again, this is a vulnerable point for the leg separation, and they both do have a slight leg break here. This is not a very high swing, and they're both going to do stalter full pirouettes out of this little swing. Kélia uses an arch snap to generate power, while REBECA uses a push-away drop-back technique to generate her power. Both techniques work well for them. Kélia starts her pirouette early compared to REBECA, and this allows her to finish her half pirouette slightly before vertical, where REBECA is pretty much at vertical at this point. The result is Kélia finishes more vertical than REBECA in her handstand. Moving on to REBECA's pike Tkachev or reverse hecht. Because her legs are away from the low bar, she does this Tkachev more like a male gymnast. Here's a side-by-side with me and REBECA. A slight pike in the entry, with the chest and shoulders getting pushed down towards the ground, leaving the heels slightly behind. Then kicking the toes up, forming a pike in the body. Now she throws the bar behind her at the same time she throws her feet down towards the ground, and this causes her counter rotation so she can fly back over the bar and catch it. She has a very tight pike in her Tkachev, but catches the bar comfortably with plenty of power to go into her smooth and clean pack salto. She catches very comfortably to get her toes onto the bar for her soul circle to handstand. Really nice handstand here, and this sets her up well for her Van Leeuwen. Watch the slow fall, then the fast snap of her feet onto the bar to create momentum into her Van Leeuwen, which is a toe-on soul circle reverse hecht with a half turn to the high bar. Really nice and clean. Here's a side-by-side with Suni Lee. Suni has a more traditional arch in her throw, where REBECA stays straight, but she still has an incredibly strong throw, and they both complete this very smooth and clean. Now, kip cast to handstand, to another vertical handstand. Here she does a giant blind change or half turn to a handstand, and she hits pre-vertical before her handstand. She keeps her head down with full extension on her front giant swing into her pike Jaeger, or a pike front flip recatch. She has clean form at her release point with good lift. She does flex her toes in the pike position, and although it's very brief, it is noticeable. She sees the bar clearly and has plenty of time to focus on catching the bar. Very nice. Here's her kip cast to handstand pirouette. It's very clean, but she's a bit over vertical on her handstand after the pirouette. Now she moves straight into her half in, half out, or double back with a full twist. She does a very clear half in, as we see here, and a very clean half out, as we can see here. She finishes very high with good time to focus on her landing. She's also working a double-double in training, or a double backflip with two twists. She does her second twist very late, and at the end of a routine, this could be very challenging to get this second twist around. I'm not sure we'll see her perform this in competition, but who knows, she's always improving over time. Now over to vault. Her main vault is a chun vault, or a round-off half turn onto the vaulting table to a Rudy or 1.5 twisting layout front off. She does this extremely well. Her second vault is often the more conventional Yurchenko double full, or Yurchenko laid out with two twists. She also does the Aminar vault, or Yurchenko with 2.5 twists, but she doesn't seem to have the consistent control of her landing on that vault. It'll be interesting what she chooses to compete at the Olympics. Here's a side-by-side with Simone Biles doing the chun vault. Simone and REBECA execute the chun vault uniquely well and look very similar in their technique. Let's slow it down a little bit. They both reach up and over very well with their hands above their head and not around the side. Great technique. Nice pre-flight. Now look here, they both utilize what I call the slinky effect, as they're both in a slight hollow or pike position with their toes left behind. Now, just like a slinky, their toes pass over their heads and propel their chest into the flip rotation. REBECA really keeps her head back well, giving her feet more time to pass over her head and accelerate her flip rotation. Once their flip rotation is established, they can get into their twist. Their techniques look very similar. From this point on, it's essentially a layout backflip with a full twist, so they both look over their shoulder and spot the ground and prepare for their landing. Very nicely done. When we back it up a little bit and look closely at the end of the skill, you can really see how similar it is to a layout full. Great technique from both of them. Rebecca knows that vault's going to be very competitive with Simone Biles and a few other great gymnasts doing great vaults. Although Rebecca may not be completely comfortable with the amateur vault, I do believe she's going to have to execute this vault to be in medal contention. I guess we'll just have to wait and see, but she does some really beautiful vaulting. As always, I hope you enjoyed my analysis and got some value out of it. Always feel free to like and subscribe if you'd like to be notified each time I release videos like this, and please share any thoughts you might have in the comments. Until next time, all my best and rock on!